What's going on, guys? I'm in Advantage and welcome to another NHL 23 video. Every year we get a new NHL, and in today's video I'm giving you the 5 things that you have to do before you play any games. Without any further ado, let's get right into today's video. Whether you're playing Hockey Ultimate Team or you're simply just playing NHL 23 in any other game mode, one of the first things you're going to want to do is come here into your settings. The first thing we're going to look at is your audio and visual settings. If you're wondering what camera mode to use, I'm going to make another one here for NHL 23. But if you want to see what every camera angle is like, go ahead and back and watch my NHL 22 visual settings video. I'll link it down in the description. You want to make sure you're playing with a camera angle that's going to give you the best advantage and the best field of view. The thing you don't want to have happen is have a puck go into the corner and you can't even see it on your screen, whereas the other player can. Again, NHL is one of those games you want to give yourself every single advantage. The other setting that I have here is camera perspective. I do prefer up as well as large player indicator size. And again, these are things you're going to want to have in place before you even play a game. Lastly, and this is just a quality of life thing, nothing against the commentary. I think it's great. But if I'm playing competitively, quite frankly, the last thing I want to hear is the same commentary over and over and over again. Again, quality of life, I didn't even know you could turn this off before, so there you have it. The next is your player settings. We're going to look at the on-ice trainer and the controller settings for this. Where it comes key is into your controller settings. So I use the skill stick. Here's what you're going to want to do though, guys. Turn off auto backskate and auto hustle. Auto backskate, especially in this game, is going to slow your player down. And I always prefer to do manual backskating. If you're extremely new at the game, it may be something that you want to leave on. However, I believe if you want to eclipse any of these plateaus, you're going to want to take off auto backskate. It's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. Also, I have auto hustle turned off. I don't want to burn my players out there all the time and be sprinting everywhere, so I have that turned off as well. Lastly, the on-ice trainer is great if you're new at the game. However, I have everything turned off except for the offsides warning, just to make sure that if I can't see it or in quick time, I want to see if one of my players is offsides or onsides. Lastly, we have your team settings. Now, this is in particular if you're playing Hockey Ultimate Team or online versus. However, these are all extremely important. When it comes to your team building, there are a couple things that you're going to want to have in place. Make sure your players are in the right position. As you can see, Jared McCann here is a center. His faceoffs, however, are a 79. But if we look at somebody like Jake Getzel, his faceoffs are a 64, and he's clearly a winger. So make sure that your players are in the right positions. Also, totally up to your feel and how you play the game. Again, I'll be going over this much more in detail as the year goes on. But I like to have my right-handed shots on the left-hand side over here. And I also like to have my left-handed shots on the right-handed side over here. And the reason for that is for the cross-crease one-timer. However, this year they did buff it a little bit, so I may be changing that up. One thing I take a little while to do because I'm a little bit lazy sometimes is adjusting my lines here on both the power play and the penalty kill. One thing I like to do is make sure that these players aren't getting gassed at the wrong times and having my lines all out of mojo once they come off the power play or the penalty kill. As you can see, Carlson and Danko are both my left and right defensemen on my first line D pairing, but you can see my forwards here are messed up. So if I wanted to change this, I'll quick swap out McCann and put him in my first line power play, and you can see that's the same first line I have here. The reason I do that is if I have one of these players that's swapped out of position, they're going to be gassed, and if they go out there, it's going to make them a lot slower, and we just want to avoid that if possible. Lastly, make sure that you have the right goaltender in the pipes, and if you have a coach, throw them in there. If I had bombarded coach, for example, I'd be able to activate that synergy. Next up is your ability points here in the top right corner. As you can see, I have 33 out of 40 activated. If I did want to activate all 40, again, just take a look and see what zone superstar abilities, what they do, and also which ones are going to be advantageous for your play style. I want to take off tape to tape here on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and we'll put on wheels. So it looks like we're maxing out our ability points. Again, make sure that you have the ones turned on that you're going to be utilizing. Next up is synergies. You're going to want to make sure that you have these all activated if possible. As you can see, I'm pretty close here to bombarded. So if I wanted to activate this, I'd have to find another player either in my collection or buy one in the auction house that has the bombarded synergy. So all these players could receive the additional boost that you see there on the screen. Last but certainly not least are your strategies. Now, I'm going to have a couple more in-depth videos on all of this as the year goes on, but make sure you have strategies that fit your play style. Again, I'll be going over all of these as the year goes on. As I mentioned, I'll have a video out very soon on the strategies I'm using. You might even be able to see some of them here. However, EA also released a few different ones for the power play and the penalty kill. There's a lot of different things you can do here. Again, I'll be going over this in more detail later, so hold tight for that. Also, if you're a bit confused, this does not just relate to your lines, it also relates to your team strategies. Again, I'll be going over these in more detail as well, but make sure that you have strategies in place that fit your playstyle. That's it for me on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. And if you're looking forward to more NHL 23 content, go ahead and click subscribe. Again, I'm AudioVisual, and I will see you guys next time.